you're responsible for the energy in which you bring. It's really true.
That is so true. If you're with people that are not in alignment with you, it's just not going to work.
That's just who I am in nature. And I've had to learn to stop for a minute and say, wait a minute, is doing this right now in my highest and greatest good? And am I standing in my power? Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Welcome.
We have a new little set today.
You like it? Thank you, Alicia.
You got it.
It's beautiful.
We've got a couple of flowers in the back.
And that always makes it happy, right? And
so let's introduce ourselves.
Okay.
You don't know who you are.
I do.
All right, who are
Hi,
you?
everybody. I am Coach Rochelle, and I'm a certified integrative coach in relationships and mental wellness for over 27 years. It's a long time.
And I'm Coach Alisha Schwartz, and I coach also in mental wellness, relationship coaching, and we are integrative coaches. We integrate every part of your life, and then we help you navigate back to wholeness.
Oh God, yes.
Whoop, whoop.
That's really that's
to
the
be
gift.
authentic,
Yeah.
to be the most authentic you can be.
Totally. And this is a very easy, free. We go back and forth. It's like sitting in your kitchen
Or your living room.
But in the kitchen, sometimes I don't know. People feel for some reason more comfortable. I guess maybe because they're around food.
Maybe.
And food is really love. So maybe
love.
that's it. But anyhow, we want to thank our sponsors, and they are the International Wellness Alliance, and that's Miss Elaine Sugar, who's the CEO and the founder, and Mick Factor at Mick Hunt, and our social media
Prex agency, Waggis and Muhammad.
Yes.
They're an amazing team, and they do all our social media. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, thank you. And we also are on YouTube.
We've always been on YouTube.
Well, yeah.
We're on Apple, Spotify. So if you want to listen to our podcast, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and write a review.
We would love it. We
really just would. A loving review would be great.
So what we really do is, since we are the guests this evening, we want you to kind of get a little bit more about who we are and the question that we're going to ask. I think it's a great question. But before we go on to do that, I'm just going to read something for you.
I always love her readings.
Yes.
They're so nice.
And it's from the Pivot Year. And this is what it says. If you're holding yourself back because changing course feels too shameful to bear, imagine if after you took the leap, someone met you on the other side and said, "Thank goodness, I thought you'd never see the light." Imagine if that someone was the child inside you.
That's really beautiful.
Wow, it really is.
And I think it's really kind of speaks to what we really do, which is really get back to that child within, really get to all the parts of you that you can fall in love with again, so you can be more authentic, you can be more whole within yourself. Because again, if you love yourself, self-care, then all around you, you'll reflect the love and it will come right back to you.
And it does. And we never stop really ourselves individually and collectively. We never stop growing. Once you do that work within yourself, it's like it feels so good. Even when it doesn't feel good, you know that at the end of it, you're going to feel great.
And I also think the mother-daughter relationship is really huge. because again, it comes from your parents. We talk about generational
Oh, yeah.
wounds and
Yeah.
generational patterns, and having the relationship with your mom or your daughter, is the fundamental of all your relationships.
All of them. It's true.
So you want to make sure you're, getting all of yourself through that reflection of your mother or your daughter. Even if it's, listen, half the time do we love each other? No. Half the time we
No.
love, and half the time we can't stand each other.
That is true. But we do have tools.
We do. So we know that no matter what's going on emotionally, we've got the tools inside to navigate back to taking back whatever, we don't like, or whatever we're not happy. We have to look at ourselves, right? Just being responsible for yourself. I remember, I think it was Oprah that said it, you're responsible for the energy in which you bring. It's really true.
That is so true. That's because we were all made up of energy,
Mm-hmm.
And if you're with people that are not in alignment with you, it's just not going to work. It just doesn't work no matter what. Either you walk away or they leave, but it's okay because it just opens up space for somebody else very much more in alignment with you.
And I think, and I think that, why people want to work with us is because we are coaches that have gone through our own work, continue to do our own work, and can support those people going through those things and hold the space and the sacredness and the love.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, again, all of you.
And the work is just so powerful. It really, really is. And we have various courses. We have a 7-week, and then a 13-week, a few 13 weeks, and then a 10-week.
Yeah. And I think, if you're out there and you feel like you're stuck,
mm-hmm.
you feel like you want to bring more light and love into your life, you want to feel passion again, you want to feel more authentic, you want to be able to use your voice, maybe it's you want to create a boundary, you want to be able to stand up and own your power. We can support you.
Absolutely.
And guide you to back to that.
Because we all have it.
Mm-hmm.
We all have it. And that's...
Go ahead. No, you go.
And that's really, I was going to say, the segue tonight into the question, am I standing in my power or am I trying to please another?
And so how many times, I know for me in my
Mm-hmm.
life, because I was a huge people pleaser, and there is a gift of people pleasing. There is, like, you really can get a lot of acknowledgement, you can get a lot of recognition,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, it's not really giving you what you need because you're giving yourself away.
And you feel empty.
Right. And you're not standing in what's really true for you, right?
Nope, that's right.
So, for instance, let's say it's your mother-daughter. Let's just say any relationship. And my mom asked me to do something. And on automatic pilot, I would probably do it because I'm a helper, I'm a giver. That's just who I am in nature. And I've had to learn to stop for a minute and say, wait a minute, is doing this right now in my highest and greatest good? And am I standing in my power? Or am I trying to please my mother? And really be honest with myself. And if I were honest, I would say, okay, you know what? I'm happy to do it. Or, you know what? Right now is not the perfect time for me. Can I get back to you? Or can we revisit this? And I think it's really important to have these tools. It's a tool. It's a question.
It is. Boy, is it ever. And when you really don't own yourself and you become a people pleaser, it is the most frustrating feeling that you walk away with, and you think to yourself, but I did this for this person and I went out of my way for this person.
So what's the cost?
And the
of doing
cost, the cost is you leave yourself and you're empty.
And your energy zapped and drained.
Yeah. Used to call them bottom feeders.
Yeah.
People who suck your energy. But it doesn't matter. When you're a people pleaser, you keep on going. And you keep on going until one day.
And all that people pleaser does is you're trying to feed something. you're trying to feed something you're not giving yourself. So you're looking to the outer world, person, place, or thing, mother, daughter, sister, brother, whoever, to give you the feeling that you really need to give to yourself. That's why you feel empty, because you're searching for it out there.
Mhm.
So,
And
yeah.
it's I just want to read something. And what this really is saying is owning your power means honoring the fact that each of us was put on this earth with everything we need to live a life full of purpose and meaning.
And to spiral that, owning our power means claiming the credibility and uniqueness of our own humanity.
Yeah.
So I think these questions are powerful because they have you stop for a second and say, wait a minute, am I standing in my power, or am I trying to please someone else? It's a great question, really. One of the best questions you can ask yourself. What were you going to say?
Yeah, and it's also when you're trying to please somebody else and it's something that's really important in your life, it's just devastating because you're looking at this through the lens of somebody else and not the healthy part of who you are. You're just staying stuck in that spiral, and that's all it does. It brings you right down, and you look and you say, what's going on? Why am I feeling this way? And you really need to take a really good look, because there's something extraordinary within each and every one of us that has the most beautiful gift to give us as we do stand in our power, because our body is different. We stand with confidence, and I remember walking into a room, and as I was doing a lot of this work, and I just knew I owned the room. I owned it.
So would you say that's standing in your power?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's what I think you're saying, is that this question can bring you back into yourself so that you can really, it's like a monitor, if you will, right? A monitor, internal monitor, by asking yourself, right? Am I standing in my
Right.
power? And then if you're not, you'll know you're not, because you can totally get that and see it. You're hiding, you don't want to speak up, you don't want to share your feelings, you rather just kind of not ruffle the feathers, you want to please someone else. It's a great question to break you out of the trance of where you are.
And it is a trance. And that's why a lot of our clients just love this question, right? It's just like it really has you stop and look. And that question's powerful.
And I also think, going back to the relationship, whether it's with your mother, you can use this question in your relationships. This is a great question to use in your personal relationships, in your intimate relationships. It's awesome. I mean, really, because then you'll get so clear if you're really, really standing in your own power, or if you're just giving yourself away.
And that happens so often. And it happens not only with your mother and daughter, it happens in other relationships, like with an ex-husband before he becomes an ex-husband. And you get to see how you've given away you.
And I think the cost of, there's so much, wisdom in standing in your power. And there's such a cost in giving your power away, right?
And I sure have done that, without a doubt. Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, look at what I gave away. I really didn't know. And what happens, you don't know who you are, because you keep on giving yourself away.
Yeah.
So you don't know who you are. You lose yourself.
Yeah. But you won't lose yourself if you ask yourself this question.
Yeah.
Am I standing in my power, or am I giving it away, right?
Yeah. And that's really, if you use this, You can use this in every area of your life. You can use it with a boss. Are you standing in your power?
Or you're trying to please another.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
Like your boss.
Yeah.
And there are ways to get around that. And you don't have to, especially if it's a boss, you just get to look and see these. You know what I think? These questions are almost like your secret. It's like a secret weapon for you.
Right. Yeah. And it also gives you an emotional gauge with where you are within yourself, right? Because if you're standing in your power, then you're standing in all of who you are. If you're trying to please another, then you're just not in all of who you are, right? You're not in your highest
right. That's
self.
true.
You're in your lowest self. So these questions pop you out of the trance. They help you. It's another tool that you can use. And that's why we come on, and we're going to come on this year and give you these little tools to use,
little snippets
of what we do
with our clients.
Yeah. And if you want to go deeper, then you go deeper in one of our programs, and we can absolutely support you in that.
That goes without saying, because we have been so trained that we're here to support you in getting all of who you are. And how do we know that? Because we're sitting here and we have gotten so much about who we really are. And just being able to see that, you know what, this feels good to stand in my power. And the other thing is, and this is always something I love, most people cannot say no.
Yeah.
They're yes people, yes, but that's also giving yourself away. So,
I also think most people don't even know they're doing it.
Okay.
Because they're always on automatic pilot. They don't even have the awareness that they're people pleasing, until the way that you can, realize that is that you have no energy, right? You're constantly tired. You feel depleted. You feel like you're not getting what you need in the relationship. You feel empty. You feel just spent. That's how you know you're people pleasing.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing left of you. Because you keep giving it away.
That's true.
Because when you're standing in your power, you feel
that
happy.
Energy,
You feel satisfied.
Yeah.
You feel filled up.
And I think it still comes back to when you could say no. Because a people-pleasing person always wants to say yes.
And they don't have a sense of themselves to say no.
Right, exactly. But if you just take that exercise and even say it to someone that you feel comfortable with, and then just say no, or say no, or let me think about it and I'll get back to you, which is another thing.
Yeah, and I think what you're saying is true too, that if you just try it with someone you feel safe with
totally.
at first.
Yeah.
Tell them that you really want to exercise, not, people pleasing. You want to learn how to use the other muscle and saying no, because no is powerful too.
Oh, it is.
And then just ask whoever you feel safe with, ask them to ask you something like, hey, can you run this errand for me? And then you say, you know what? No, I can't do that for you right now. And the more you exercise the no muscle, it's like building your muscle, the easier it will be to say no when you need to say no, and yes when you need to say yes.
Yeah, it's such a good exercise to do.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something that you can implement into your life, and you'll get to see that you stand up in that place of worthiness. When you could say no, and I'm standing in my power, that's someone who feels worthy.
Yeah. Worthy, and just really feels good about who they are.
Absolutely.
Right? So we will be popping on again.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We're popping in and popping out.
We're going to ask another powerful question. So to help you and to navigate and to give you some tools and tips, that's what we do.
Oh, we sure do.
And if you want to DM us and do a discovery call, you can DM us at Mother-Daughter Dynamic Duo, and we're on all platforms. as far as Instagram and Facebook and
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn. And what were you going to
What
say?
else? And I want to close.
Yes.
I always close with this, and I love this saying. Oh, before I do that, also join me on Sundays.
Yes. Sacred Sundays with Roshi.
At 10 a.m. Secret Sundays with love.
Sacred Sundays.
Oh, what did I
She
say?
said secret, but
But
you know
that's
what?
okay,
That's
sacred.
okay.
And
It's really fun.
Yeah, it is. I do an inspirational message and this meditation, and then you set an intention, and I'll read something.
And that's on Instagram.
Yes.
So, and
please
that's
join us.
That's under Rochelle, right? Coach Rochelle?
Yeah.
Coach Rochelle on Instagram. It's amazing.
It's
Sundays
so
at
good.
10 with Roshi.
Every Sunday I show up.
Meditations of love.
Yeah, and it is. It really is. It's an honor to be able to do that and share that with everyone.
Yes.
And so with closing, I'd like to say this. Love is the beauty of the soul.
Yay. So
is.
breathe that in, everybody.
Love is the beauty of the soul.
Yes, that you can use this right question.
Oh, absolutely.
Am I standing in my power, or am I trying to please another?
Yeah.
And let's stay tuned. We'll be back with another powerful question. If you also want to write in the comments after the question, like what you've gotten by using it, that would be amazing. And if you have any other questions you want us to ask, please do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, if you want to, you asked about a discovery.
Yes, we already did that.
Okay.
But that's okay.
I just want you to know we're here for all of you, and we will hold this sacred space with love for all of you so that you can get the love that you deserve, because that's who you really are.
So from our hearts to your hearts, we love you, and we are praying.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yes, and we're praying for everybody in California, sending our prayers of love that you get rain and you get water to just get rid of all that fire.
And the snow.
And snow in Florida,
in
for God's sake.
Northern part of Florida.
But know that we are thinking of you, and we're sending love and light and prayer. And I think that's going to be a wrap.
And also, if you know someone who wants to come on,
yes, you can. You can come on the podcast.
Yeah, we'd love to have you as our guest.
Yes, DM us as well.
Okay.
All right.
With all of that being said, have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your week. We
Bye
love
for
you,
now.
and we'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
Mwah.